So tell me about this new policy. The SEC is suggesting that teams have to pay their opponents $500,000 if the fans rush the field.
Yes, so this came out. Was part of the
how much I love
SEC
this.
meeting.
Is how much I love this. Hey now, love it.
Yes, it will. It's a $500,000 fine for repeat offenders. The first offense cost $100,000, the second $250,000, and the third $500,000. And what's going to happen is basically you're going to have to pay some of the money to the opposing school that you that you beat or played when you stormed the field.
And I think they should have to stroke a check to the other team's collective, the other program's collective. Help their NIL if you charge the field. Now, people are like, man, Dave just turned into a real fuddy-duddy. But I have been in those situations, and they're dangerous. And I was in a situation, Caleb, I'm not sure if I shared this with you, at Georgia, when Georgia rushed the field when they beat Tennessee. And there were two young ladies in front of me, and suddenly it moved, and it was like your feet weren't even moving, but your body was. They got knocked down. Me and another guy, I had my work bag to write, and me and another guy helped those young women up, or they would have been trampled. There was also a lady in that very field charging incident that suffered a spinal injury. So you can call me the old fuddy-duddy if you want to, and there's no way to stop fans from charging the field. But this is a way to at least make learned fans say, maybe this isn't the best idea. And the thing is, if you, out of all the fans that charge the field, if you cut that number in half and it's a slow trickle onto the field, that's okay. But it's when there's a mass of people, and I've seen that happen about 3 times in my career, and it ain't safe. It ain't safe. And I thought there were pictures that I saw of Tennessee fans charging the field when the Alabama win. And I don't blame you for doing it, but I thought there were shots that I saw and pictures that looked very unsafe to me.
David, you're not an old fuddy-duddy on this. I'm more radical than you on this. I think there should be criminal charges for people who storm the field. Honestly, I mean, I really do. I think you're basically causing a riot. You can say whatever you want. It's effectively a riot. It is an uncontrollable mass mob that can lead to destructive outcomes. It's very clear you're not allowed to go onto the field when you go into these stadiums. You accept that as a fan. The same way we tell players they should never go into the stands, by the way. That's why Ron Artest got suspended for a whole year, because you can't jump into the stands and beat the heck out of a fan. There is a clear barrier between the players and the fans that should always exist within the stadium for safety reasons. In any other realm of life, if there's a mob like that, everybody in the mob gets charged. Everybody. And I would just say, we know we can do it. Look at what they're doing with, however you feel about it, with the January 6th stuff. They're able to go back and find every single person that was in that crowd and charge them. You can find every person that was in the crowd now with modern technology who stormed the field at Tennessee. And
we got suggestions of claymores, German shepherds, sniper towers. There actually are snipers at every game. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I did not know that. That's actually scary as heck to think about.
If you stay late enough because you had a right, you might leave on the same elevator with them.
That is crazy.
Vassy Lawn and Garden, man alive, it's worth the drive from Nashville, Knoxville, Chattanooga. It doesn't matter. They're in Cleveland, Tennessee, and they're fantastic. Vassy Lawn and Garden, man alive, it is worth the drive. Toro, count on it. Industrial, commercial mowers as well. So what do you think about my idea of you rush the field, you support the opponent's NIL?
Oh, I'm fine with that too. I'm totally fine with that too. Yeah, you got to give money to the NIL collective. I mean, but are drunk fans going to think about that when they're about to storm the field? They're like, oh, that NIL I'm about to support.
But see, here's the thing. Not everybody's drunk when they go to the game. So I think there are some people that get caught up in the moment that aren't drunk that might say, I'm not going to do this because it could But that's the thing. Once it starts, I mean, I would like to say a slow trickle would be the worst you would get if you had this, but a slow trickle is going to be enough to get the fine.
Yeah, and also it's like you just said, people get caught up in the moment. Like if you're in the stands and you see a trickle and the fine comes, you're like, well, the fine's already there. I'm storming the field just to be a part of it now. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
And I'll ask you this too, because this is before we work together on a regular basis. What were your thoughts on the Alabama player striking the Tennessee fan while on the field? Listen, I'm never for a man striking a woman, but if there's ever a situation, it is when they run into your place of business screaming and yelling. And I don't want to get into the minutia of that one incident, but that's the first time in my life where I almost sided with the guy. I didn't, but I thought about it.
I didn't because I saw the camera, but I saw like how it played out. But I will say this. Yeah, we know, like, again, players shouldn't go into the stands to beat up fans. But when the fan goes into your arena, which is the field or the court, I think that's fair game.
Yeah, it's like the Jalen McCullough thing. Somebody knocks on his girlfriend's door and tries to come in and he's a drunken idiot. No, I think that you should be able to dole out some retribution. I don't support violence against women, says the message board. I knew that was coming.
I think it hit one. It reaches the level of self-defense once they go into your room or once they go onto the field, which is your area. That is your field. And so
what, I mean, it's the same thing if a guy charges out on the volleyball court. Tennessee wins a volleyball championship. Smack her. Or smack him. She can smack him. Just knock him, spike him right in the face.
Yes, she can. And again, if you choose to enter the arena of fighting with the player the player's personal space, you're violating them. They reserve the right to do what they want to do to you at that point. The reason I always defend Ron Artest for the stands thing, funny enough, even though he did go into the stands, that fan did. He was going after somebody he thought threw a cup of beer on him. So I mean, like, again, when fans are constantly like talking so much trash, like, I bet you won't do this, you're terrible, and then you go into their personal space and they're not supposed to hit you. I mean, that's on you, bro.